See if we can get an answer to the stupid question. What is the name of the Philadelphia-based social club where Louis Winthorpe was accused of stealing from? And we will go to Philip for the answer. Hey, Philip.
Good morning, It.
Good morning, It, sir. All right, what is the name of the social club, please?
The Heritage Club.
The Heritage Club. Yes. Oh, Winthorpe. You got it. Hang on, Philip. We are going to set you up, my friend. And remember, they would sing at the Heritage Club.
Say the pie. Say the pie, my friend.
What is that pie all about?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, you know why?
Why?
We switched it up because it's Zeta Eta Pie.
Oh.
Neath the elms we sing hard to the elms.
Okay, that's bad editing.
No, it just started. That wasn't editing. That was it just had a hiccup there.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyhow, so we are going to set.
Can we get that time back, Preston?
We're going to set Philip up with some tickets to Pops Rocks ABBA, Mamma Mia, and more. It's Wednesday, November 17th, Kimmel Center, and you can hear the Pop signature sound on the hits of one of the greatest selling bands of all time, ABBA, and you can get tickets at phillypops.org/WMMR. Marissa will be introducing the show that night. And by the way, Marissa wants me to point out a fun fact that the bar at the Westin at 17th and Chestnut is called Winthorpe and Valentine. Oh, okay. So Valentine was Billy Murphy's character, Billy Ray Valentine. So that's cool. I like that.
That is a fun fact.
That is a nice little one there.
Fun fact.
All right. Cuba Gooding Jr. is set to stand trial on February 1st for allegedly groping 3 women in separate incidents. And Justice Curtis Farber ruled Monday that Gooding had appeared at Manhattan Supreme Court wearing sunglasses, a dark gray suit, and a black mask. The case, the justice said, has been on my calendar for 2 years, going on 3. This is a firm trial date, and it has to go. Now, his lawyer, Peter Tumbekis, had pushed to delay the trial until 2022. And apparently he said upon the judge's ruling, he said, I'll make it work, because the judge was like, this is it. We're not messing around.
We're rolling now. It seems like it's been going on forever.
Yeah, Cuba did not speak during the hearing. He is charged with 6 misdemeanor counts of sexual abuse and forcible touching. He was first arrested in June 2019 after allegedly squeezing a woman's breast at the Moxie Hotel in New York City. He was also charged with pinching server Natasha Ashworth's butt in 2018 and subjecting a woman to sexual contact without consent at another place on the Upper East Side. He pleaded not guilty to 3 separate incidents. If convicted, he faces up to a year behind bars.
Yeah, I can't see him doing that. They'd probably give him, something less, much less. But, it's interesting that it's still going on.
We will see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Marvel fans will have to wait. Disney has delayed several releases, including Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Son of a bitch.
Goes from March 25th to May 6th, so that's not too bad.
It's not that bad, yeah.
Thor, Love and Thunder from May 6th to July 8th, and Black Panther, Wakanda Forever from July 8th to November 11th. So some of these are getting pushed back a little bit.
Well, you know what? Some of them indicate, too, that they're actually trying to make this summer blockbuster season coming up be a blockbuster.
With the Black Panther sequel jumping to November, The Marvels has been postponed to early 2023, and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, was bumped February 17th to July 28th, 2023. And the 5th Indiana Jones will open on June 30th instead of July 29th. But that'll be June 30th, 2023. Wow.
What's your level?
Pushing that back a year.
Yeah, I know. What's your level of excitement for this Indiana Jones movie?
I don't care.
I don't care.
If I hear it's good, I'll be excited.
Yeah.
But I'm not going, wow, can't wait till that comes
right.
out. But if it turns out to be great, I'll be really happy about it, but I won't rush right out and see it. But we'll see. But they're pushing that back a whole year, man.
I know.
Harrison's not getting any younger.
No!
Come on.
Has he do the press for it?
Yeah. Brad Pitt is releasing his first champagne without Angelina Jolie as part of the Chateau Miraval partnership.
Bubbles in your nose.
What's that?
Bubbles in your nose.
Bubbles in your nose.
Sparkling water.
Freedom. She sold off her partnership to Tenute Delmont.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Or what is that?
Unveiled in 2020, Fleur de Miraval is a rosé champagne. This one is dubbed ER2, or Exclusive Rosé 20. It will cost $400.
Oh, come on.
You're a champagne aficionado, aren't you,
I love
Kathy?
champagne, yeah.
Pitt told People magazine it's well worth it.
Yeah.
He said, with ER2, we pushed the limits even further. We created new extremes for quality.
Expand your mind.
Yeah.
Think outside the box. $400.
Exactly.
Listen, I've had I think it's probably about a $200 bottle of champagne sitting in my house, but I haven't opened it. I have no one to drink it with.
It's got to be insanely important.
Well, yeah, but does it? Like, what am I
Right.
waiting for? It's sitting there. Like, I want to taste it.
It doesn't. Just
Just
enjoy
open
it.
and drink it.
I mean,
In fact, drink it on the way to work.
But I
find a ni-
need somebody to drink it with because
I'll be
I'm not
over.
because I'm not going to be able to drink the whole bottle myself. By
yeah,
the end
you
of the I know, but by the end of the bottle, you're not enjoying it at that point.
Hey,
I'd rather
right,
have the
$400.
company. No, I'd rather have the company of somebody.
I
to-
understand. Yes, it's something that is supposed to be sort of social.
To quote the movie Sideways, and I forgot what his prized bottle was a 61 something or the other, and she goes, the day you open that, that's the special occasion.
Right.
So make that
Make
the
it that-
occasion.
right.
Say,
Oh,
all right,
okay.
everybody, we're going to open it up. Come
It's
on
like
over.
Martini and Rossi on the rocks.
Say yes.
Or
Exactly.
Riuniti on ice.
So
So
nice.
So nice. Hey, Kath, how long
Or
does...
Asti Spumante. There's probably
Bonti.
a phrase that I can't remember.
Oh, Bonti.
Everybody, Bonti.
Kathy, hang on. How long does once you open a bottle of champagne, how long is it good for?
Oh, see, like something like that.
Depends on how big the straw is.
No, I think
30 seconds.
No, you need to finish it that night. I mean, some people will recork it, and there's ways to like suck the air out and all of that stuff. I haven't had much luck with that. Maybe the next day, but something like that, like a nice bottle like that,
Yeah.
you're not going to let that sit.
I know that with wine, air is the enemy, and I assume that's probably it too with champagne. I don't know. You wanna,
Isn't air the friend, too?
well,
because
when you're
you'll-
drinking it,
Let's call it frenemies.
You wanna aerate
Aerate it, yeah.
to
So-
get the flavors to expand.
Preston, I got my wife a cork a recorking device. It puts a little needle through the cork.
Yep.
And then when you take it out, it reseals it.
Right.
So you can have one glass without.
Save it.
You open up a bottle. Sometimes you're going to compromise it. Right.
Well, and
Right.
some of those really nice champagnes, they'll come in like I forget what they call it, but like a half bottle. So
Right.
you can just open that, and not have to waste the whole bottle.
Yep.
Oh, Bonti.
Oh, Bonti. Hey, Succession star Sarah Snook
Snook.
told Vogue Australia that she married comedian Dave Lawson in a private ceremony earlier this year. I don't watch Succession. I don't really know.
She's the female lead. She's
Okay.
the oldest daughter, or the daughter in the family who might take over.
Okay.
Wait, and it's only been 3 seasons?
Yeah,
I thought it was way more than that.
Well, that's because it started a long time ago.
She explained to
Like the dinosaurs.
to the publication of her now husband at the beginning of the pandemic last year. I got locked down in Melbourne with one of my best mates, and we fell in love. We've been friends since 2014, lived together, traveled together, always excited to see each other, but totally platonic, and we just never been single at the same time. I proposed, and we got married in my backyard, she says. So that's how it worked out. Longtime ESPN college basketball announcer Dick Vitale announced that he has been diagnosed with another form of cancer after previously having multiple surgeries for melanoma during the summer. He revealed Monday that tests over the past 3 weeks have confirmed a diagnosis of lymphoma, which appears unrelated to his earlier cancer.
All right.
However, he said his prognosis is good and that he will continue to work around his upcoming chemotherapy schedule.
He seems pretty, energetic and spry for his age.
He made a statement that said, with all that said, I consider myself very lucky. He said, I've seen firsthand the devastation that cancer can have on families, on children, and all of our loved ones. It can bring you to your knees. It's physically and emotionally exhausting. It robs you of so many things, including life itself.
Yes.
For some of the most unfortunate patients. I never lose sight of that, and that's why I feel so lucky. He's 82 years old, credited early detection and screening for helping him to manage his cancer. So
Sage advice.
get tested.
He
gang.
just tweeted out a couple hours ago. He's heading to the hospital right now. He's getting some chemo today, and he's going to continue the fight. So he says he's going to stay on top of the basketball world and send out various opinions. So he's not going to stop doing what he
Good.
does.
We wish him well. So the cause of death of Eric Cowie, who is a zookeeper on Tiger King. He was a guy with the long hair, missing teeth, sunglasses. The guy that I think we all said we really liked.
Yeah.
He seemed like he was the one who was most in it for the animals
Yeah.
and taking care of the animals.
So it's been revealed 1 month after he died, the cause of death, and this is terrible. He died from acute and chronic alcohol use in Brooklyn, New York. This is a horrible way to go. His manner of death has been determined as natural. Cowie was found unconscious on the morning of September 3rd at an apartment in the East Flatbush neighborhood. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
Sad.
Prior to his death, Cowie worked alongside Joe Exotic, of course, as one of the zookeepers in the ill-fated GW Exotic Animal Memorial Park in Wynwood, Oklahoma.
We haven't heard from Joe Exotic in a while.
It's been a bit.
He's trying to get a Joe Biden presidential pardon.
Yeah.
Tried it with Trump. It didn't work. Biden, he's working. No one seems to take his calls over there at the White House, Preston.
Won't someone see the tragedy in all of this?
Maybe Boris Johnson can step in.
Hey, production of America's Got Talent Extreme has been paused after escape artist Jonathan Goodwin was injured last week while practicing for a segment of the show.
This is some chilling footage.
A spokesperson said, in order to focus on the well-being of our crew, we will be temporarily pausing production on America's Got Talent Extreme and will resume the last few days of filming at a later date. A spokesperson had previously said during rehearsal Goodwin was injured while performing his act. He was responsive and was immediately taken to the hospital, where he is continuing to receive medical care. Our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family as we await further updates on his condition. Video obtained by TMZ shows Goodwin hanging from a cable and in a straitjacket between two suspended cars. When the cars are released, instead of falling beneath them, Goodwin got caught between them in a fiery blast.
Yeah, I think this is the footage here. This is, here we go. And he is right in the middle.
Oh, he got crushed by them?
Yeah, he got crushed by him.
Oh,
So is this a different show?
This is America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent Extreme.
Is a different show.
Yes.
Gotcha.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, so that's the title. America's Got Talent Extreme.
Okay.
So
Maybe too extreme.
A little bit on the extreme side.
The extreme part is that they kill the contestants.
Can be dangerous. So, we'll see what his condition is.
Jeez. Oh, man, it couldn't have gone any worse if you look at the footage.
Emma Watson hit her first red carpet since 2019, hanging with the Royals and Ed Sheeran at the Earthshot Prize Awards in London. She was one of 5 celeb presenters honoring the work of people dedicated to fighting climate change. On Sunday, Watson also posted to Instagram for the first time since June of 2020.
Wow.
The post promotes the upcoming 2021 United Nations Climate Change Conference, also known as COP26. So she had been away from social media for quite a while.
She's clearly set many lifetimes over as far as money, right? With the Harry Potter series?
I would assume so. And she's a smart girl. I'm sure she has been smart with her money, too.
I'm a sucker for her Beauty and the Beast version, too. Yeah,
she's great. I love a lot about her. She's a talented gal. So this is interesting. A fact was revealed by Jason Sudeikis on the Drew Barrymore show, which hit hard to the talk show host as well as the viewers. Jason appeared on the show as a guest where he talked to Drew via video call. The two took a trip down memory lane of doing a rom-com together in 2010 called Going the Distance. When Drew asked Jason as to why he got into acting, he said, "For me, I think a big part of when you have a family member, you come from a family of actors." And he casually dropped an unknown fact that stunned everybody. He said, I was fortunate to grow up with my uncle being George Wendt, who played Norm on Cheers.
No way. Isn't that wild? I had no idea.
What? And this revelation left Drew with her mouth wide open. Jason didn't give her the time to digest the news as he was lost in his own thoughts, talking about his drive to become an actor. And it was only after a few minutes she got the opportunity to address it. She never knew the fact that Jason was related to Cheers' Norms, and also that she had always felt a connection to the character of Norm to the point where she even calls herself Norm by name.
It was meant to be.
First of all, she said, "I did not realize your uncle was George Wendt. Do you understand, Jason, that I always call myself Norm from Cheers?" That made Jason chuckle. And when he asked why, she said, "Because I've always been at the end of the bar drinking that beer, hanging out. I'm Norm. I'm just always around, and I consider myself a fixture. And I think Norm is the most positive, happy fixture."
I think he also revealed in that interview, Preston, that Jason is not his first name. It's his middle name.
I didn't see that part.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Any idea what his first name is?
I think it's Obonte.
Obonte. No, Daniel. There we go. It's up on the screen there.
Daniel Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh.
And is he hosting SNL this weekend?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Stop and think about when Olivia Wilde, when they split. Olivia Wilde's career was, starting to take off, and had directed a few things.
Yeah, Booksmart was huge for her.
Right, and so here we go. But he's on top of the world now.
Uh-huh.
All right. This story is for Casey Boy.
All right.
Mel Brooks is finally getting to tell more of his history. The
No
filmmaker
way.
95 years old now, has been tapped to write and co-executive produce a sequel to the series of his 1981 film History of the World Part 1.
Wow.
It's pretty wild. I hope listen. So, Case,
Yeah.
you're a big fan,
I'm a huge fan.
right? And you've
I-
always bemoaned the fact that they didn't follow through with a second part.
Well, so yeah, and it was like, well, they, you know,
It
they-
ends with a fake trailer.
ends with a fake trailer, Jews
For
in
part two.
space,
Hitler
on ice,
right?
What was
a
the other
Viking
one?
funeral.
Yes.
Yep.
You know what they need to
And
do? They
it
need-
was a parody.
Sure.
But I, as a kid, thought, oh, they're going to make another one. And
Right.
years went by and we're like, oh, it was just a joke. Okay. Yeah.
So my brother got this for me for Christmas when I was a freshman in college. I had never seen it before, and it was an instant classic for me. And I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know it was like almost like not a variety show, but
On my pecking order, I put it down. You know, it's a lower on the list. Still enjoyed it.
Right,
So,
right.
but what I think Mel needs to do is to bring in some of his Mel acolytes or people who have
Yeah.
were raised on Mel to help with the script writing. You know, so that it's not to get it to the level that it needs to be at.
right.
I loved it. I loved it when it was out in the theaters. The show, billed as a variety series, has received an 8-episode order
What?
from Hulu with Nick Kroll, Wanda Sykes,
There you go.
Ike Barinholtz, David Stassen, and Kevin Salter slated to executive produce and write alongside Brooks. So what I think they're going to do, Casey, is each episode will be a time period.
Right.
I think that's great. All right,
Yeah.
that's the way to do it. And the people they have involved so far, that sounds very good.
So from the original, like all those people are dead, right? Like
Not all of, well,
Except for Mel.
Mel Brooks is
Madeline
there.
Kahn is dead.
Gregory
Dom
Hines.
DeLuise is dead. Gregory Hines is dead. Dead.
yeah. History of the World, Part 1 is considered to be amongst Brooks' most classic works alongside Blazing Saddles, Young Frankenstein, and Spaceballs. And like Frankenstein, the first History of the World featured Madeline Kahn along with Gregory Hines, Dom DeLuise, and Cloris Leachman. Yeah, they're all gone.
Dead.
Among
It's
others.
the curse of the movie, Preston.
Casting for the new Hulu series has yet to be announced.
Do you know that the entire cast of the original King Kong dead?
My goodness.
So there must have been something on
Oh,
that
my-
set
yeah.
that was bad for them.
Mel said, I can't wait to once more tell the real truth about all the phony baloney stories that the world has been conned into believing are history. So he's excited to be a part of this. That's great.
All right, what do you think is the best Mel Brooks movie?
Well, it got, from time to time it changes because not long ago I watched Young Frankenstein. It was about a year or two ago, and I just fell in love with that all over again. Blazing Saddles was the most outrageous, oh my God, over the top,
Right.
hilarious,
Nothing like it.
completely inappropriate.
Yep.
But I think that would be considered like his big explosive movie.
I agree with what you're saying. But I guess the one that I liked the least was probably the Dracula Dead and Loving It.
I never even saw
Yeah,
it.
and not good.
I mean,
at some
Spaceballs-
point, like, the 12 chairs and
Yeah, those were early. That was his with Dom DeLuise. I like that movie,
Did
but
you?
it's
I
not
thought
like
that one was okay.
But it's not a classic style Mel Brooks.
silent movie, High Anxiety, pretty good.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
But he had some missteps, but they still,
Right.
they
still
did
work.
great at the box office.
Oh,
People
yeah.
went to see him because it was funny. It was all funny stuff. So, but anyhow, that we have to look forward to. Time frame,
Right.
have no idea. So we'll have to wait and see when that happens. All right, the first actor to join the cast of John Wick prequel, the John Wick prequel, is Mel Gibson.
Ah.
Yeah, for real.
2 Mel stories in a row.
Mel will wait. What was the other Mel story?
Mel Brooks.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you meant Mel Brooks.
In fact, no. I'd like to see
different
a
Mels.
comedy from Mel Gibson. If
Yeah.
he could do History of the World Part,
Yeah.
3.
The 2 Mels.
He's going through his writing process right now.
So Gibson is set to star in The Continental, which takes place 40 years before the original film franchise starring Keanu Reeves. Gibson's character will be called Cormac, and it is not yet clear on what role he will have in the story. What we do know so far is that this origin story will be told through the point of view of young Winston Scott, who is dragged into the hellscape of a 1975 New York City to face a past that he thought he'd left behind.
Do they say who is playing young Winston?
No, but Ian McShane will be doing voiceover.
All right, so he'll be narrating.
Yeah, so we don't know who's going to. Right now, the only person that's been cast is Mel Gibson.
I love the whole idea of the Continental. I love the idea of Continentals around the world. James, I forget who was the Italian actor was the one who headed up the one in Italy that he's staying at, and that they all catered to these assassins.
Yeah.
And the lore about it. Did you see the third one, Parabellum?
No.
There literally comes a scene, Preston, where they're fighting, and simply because Wick is able to place his hand on the steps to the Continental.
Home base.
Yeah. No, you can't kill him.
Yep.
Scott charts a deadly path as he attempts to seize the iconic hotel of assassins it features in the films. Lionsgate Television will produce the prequel as a 3-night special event TV series for Stars.
Interesting.
Yeah, Ian McShane.
Wow, he's a tough negotiator. That's him negotiating his contract.
Like I said, Ian McShane will do voiceovers, but will not be making an appearance in the series. Reeves is not likely to show up either, though he is considering coming on board as an executive producer of the project. Right now, Keanu is reprising his role as John Wick in Chapter 4, which is shooting in Germany, France, and Japan.
So effing exciting.
As we speak. One more story, and this concerns a guy who I think we consider to be a friend of the show now. And it's not Rob Zombie, but Rob Zombie is directing the Munsters film.
Yes.
And up until now, the cast was never confirmed, but it was yesterday. So Zombie has confirmed that Jeff Daniel Phillips and Sherry Moon Zombie are playing Herman and Lily, while our friend, actor Daniel Roebuck, is going to be playing Grandpa.
That is awesome.
Isn't that great?
That is awesome. He's taken over the Al Lewis spot.
And Zombie confirmed the cast in the best way possible. He shared a picture of them in character, and it's hilarious.
Do I know Jeff Daniel Phillips?
I don't think you do. I did a little background check on him, and I wasn't that familiar with him. He's been in other zombie stuff, as his wife is obviously in it as well, playing Lily.
So the Munsters, of course, ran for only 2 seasons, from September 1964 to May 1966, and consisted of 70 episodes. Now we're just going to have to wait and see. By the way, there's a few other names that we know that are in it, but we don't know who they're playing. So Jorge Garcia,
right,
who's Hurley in Lost. Richard Brake and Cassandra Peterson, Elvira, will be in the film as well, but we don't know who they're going to be portraying.
I think this is very cool because he is an originalist when it comes to the Munsters. In fact, they're in front of, I guess, what is the set, and it looks like the 1313 Mockingbird Lane house.
And Nick, did you speak to Daniel Roebuck?
I did, yeah. He's the nicest guy on the planet, and I asked him if he wanted to come on the show, and initially he said, yeah, no problem, I love you guys, and then he was like, you know what, I don't want to betray anything that, and he called him Mr. Zombie. I don't want to betray anything Mr. Zombie wants to keep secret, and he's like, and I'm a talker, and I think that I would probably say something I shouldn't say. But he'll come on at some point and chat with us about it. He's really excited about it, and he continues to work. He's producing 2 other movies right now, written and directed another one, so we'll have him on at some point soon.
By the way, he did the voice for a character in the last Star Wars game, and I played that game. It was excellent, and he was excellent in it.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a really good game.
Nice. All right, we're ready for clips. Here we go. Oh, I'm excited. Adapted from the 1965 sci-fi novel of the same name, Dune follows a man who must journey off to the most dangerous planet in the universe. In this clip, starred Timothée Chalamet introduces his new character, Paul.
Atreides is a young man who's facing extraordinary circumstance, an extraordinary struggle, is trying to navigate it with integrity, with honor, with faith in the tradition of House Atreides and of Duke Leto, his father. Paul sees that there's the potential that he's on a path greater than he understood, that perhaps he's not simply a regular man.
You sound insane.
I'm hoping for good things. I was a little disappointed by the stand that they did on, I think it was Apple TV. And,
no, it was Paramount Plus.
It was Paramount, okay. So this is another one of those books that I really, really love that I hope they do a good job with.
I agree. They did David Lynch's version. I love.
Yeah,
though
it
is uneven.
It is.
The version they did on the Sci-Fi Channel as a miniseries was done very well, but visually, this one looks like it's hitting right in the sweet spot.
Yeah, Dune will be in theaters this Friday. It'll also be on HBO Max.
Yes,
too.
it will.
Next clip. The Lacks siblings have finally returned for the long-awaited season 2 of Netflix's drama series Lock and Key. In this clip, creator Carlton Cuse explains why people connect with the show. Here we go.
It's really a fun show, and I think that if you want to just relax, escape, be entertained, be thrilled, be chilled, see some fantasy, see some horror, see some teen drama, see some family drama. I mean, there's kind of a lot of elements that go into the cocktail of the show that Meredith and I make together.
I don't give a
Lock and Key will be streaming on Netflix this Friday, by the way.
Does anybody watch this?
I think I had that that graphic novel. I haven't read it, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check and make sure
I
that's
haven't
the
watched
same
it,
one.
but Carlton Cuse is one of the guys that created Lost, so he's got a good track record.
Okay.
Look at all this Lost stuff right between Jorge Garcia and
Daniel Roebuck.
Daniel Roebuck.
You got a little bit of arst on you.
All right, that's the entertainment report. Hope you got something out of it. We have money to give away, MMR's Money Clips. And this is our final week for the time being of doing this, so make sure you don't miss your opportunity. It's less than an hour away, 8 o'clock. We'll give that first word out that you need to enter that might net you $500 in your pocket. We'll take a break and come back in just a moment, so stay with us. Zombie raccoon. That's my thing.
Yes.
That clumsily walk on two legs and show their teeth are staggering around suburban Chicago, and authorities are warning locals to hide their pets. A spike in raccoons testing positive for distemper in Riverside, Illinois, is to blame for the bizarre sightings of contaminated animals that the disease causes to appear zombie-like. While zombie raccoons don't eat brains, distemper is highly contagious. If you're feeding wildlife and that raccoon ate out of your bowl, or cat food for your stray cats, and your puppy goes over, the saliva can be contagious.
They sent in a Negan raccoon to take care of everything.
Well. Looks like we got ourselves a problem in Chi-Town. Leaning back high. Looks like we got some trouble. Some trouble in Chi-Town. Going deep dish on this bitch.
It's got a little leather jacket he wears. Yeah.
Leaning back way far. Ooh, hey. In the home of Oprah.
There we go. We had mentioned this earlier this morning, but it's definitely worth bringing up. The restaurant named Cadence, which is a BYOB on Girard Avenue, was named the best new restaurant by Food and Wine.
That's a super well respected journal in the world of the culinary happenings.
Yeah.
And so this is a big honor.
But in the order, you have Cadence is number one, in Austin, Texas, Suerte, Frenchette in New York, Conby in Los Angeles, Kumiko in Chicago. These are all one-word names.
Manny's Chili Dogs.
That's on there. No, Pat's Chili Dogs.
Pat's Chili Dogs.
Yes.
Dogs. Definitely the best theme.
Yeah.
Number one in Food and Wine magazine. Yeah, baby.
That was from the band Cinderella when they were big in the area. They did
We're Warren. When we're in town, we want some good chili dogs. We always read through Food and Wine magazine to see who won.
They did a commercial for Pat's Dogs.
Pat's Dogs! Pat's Chili Dogs! Pat's Dogs! Pat's Chili Dogs!
That building is now a We Buy Gold!
Oh, is it really?
We buy gold. Gold for sale. No more chili dogs. Job not going well.
Pat's Dogs! Pat's Chili Dogs! Pat's Dogs!
Next step, selling blood.
Yeah. So number 6 on this list is Ada, which is Ada Indian Canteen.
Ooh, I love canteens. When you go in that, you need water.
Fox and the Knife in Boston.
Boston sucks.
Hey, we beat Boston.
Yeah.
Love me some good Fox.
There you go.
Suck at Boston.
How's the Fox at this place?
Indigo in Houston, Nightshade in Los Angeles, and in New Orleans, a place called Piece of Meat.
There you go. You know, it's I think one of the most difficult parts of a restaurant would be a name that means something and pops to people.
Yeah.
You know, like Pat's Chili Dogs.
Right. That's
Pat's Dogs! Pat's Chili Dogs! Pat's Dogs! Pat's Chili
Yeah, I mean, the name will only get you so far, but it is an added bonus. Answer the phone, by the way. Thank you very much. I don't know. If you had a restaurant, what would you name it?
I'd name it Answer the Phone.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. I'm tired of waving my arms.
Yeah.
It's been happening the last few
business.
days, and I'm just going to say Answer the phone.
Answer the goddamn phone.
Yeah, answer. In fact, I'll say it that way.
Yeah.
That should be the name of the restaurant.
Answer the goddamn.
Answer the goddamn.
Answer the goddamn phone! Great food! Answer the goddamn phone! Open all night!
We knew we were going to have one gentleman for sure that was coming in. We have two here this morning. This is a momentous occasion.
Call it an honor.
I'd have to say because he is the best-looking 60-year-old man I've ever seen in my life. It's his birthday today.
Yes.
So we first want to welcome our friend Sean Wayans, who's been here on many occasions. And his brother, Keenen Ivory Wayans, is here celebrating his birthday today.
Hello, this is how you do it.
This is how you do it, man. Welcome to Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, now all the women in my family are going to kill you because you said my age. And they all lie about theirs. So
You're working as a stand-up when you met Robert Townsend, correct?
yeah, well, when I met Robert and Eddie and all of us, we all started out at the same time and in the club in New York at the Improv.
Yeah.
And that's sort of how we, started working together.
And you, I believe, if the legend is correct, that you are one of the writers or co-writers on Raw, correct?
Yeah, on Raw, I worked on that with Eddie. I also produced it, and Robert directed it.
I remember that day.
Oh, there was a picture. Put the picture back up. Yeah.
I was back there with you guys, right? And I was slapboxing with Eddie, and I almost hit him, and then security grabbed me and was like, all right. All right, Junior, you about to mess up this money. Go sit your ass down.
Wow.
So that's cool. But all you guys have had such a massive effect on comedy and a type of comedy that I love, we all love, that is, you helped usher it in. Eddie Murphy did as well.
What happened in my career was I started out, sort of by myself.
Yeah.
And then as my family started getting into the business, I kind of realized that it was either going to be all of us or one. So I decided to make it about all of us. So I kind of stepped away from acting and started to
cultivate.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and Sean, we were talking earlier about how you were first on the show as the DJ.
Yeah.
And you'd already been doing comedy. You're doing stuff like that. But so from your point, Keenen, as you're seeing family member after family member, I want to do this. I want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a double-edged sword, or what do you first say to them when they come to you and they say you as sort of the default patriarch? I want to do this.
He nurtured us.
Yeah.
My thing with them was as long as you're willing to work. And I always wanted them to know that it wasn't easy, and I would give them small opportunities in the beginning. I never gave anyone a starring role who wasn't ready, and like I said, I made sure that they all put in their work, and it is the fact that they're where they are in their careers now is testament to the fact that they came in the right way.
Did anybody ever get mad at you saying, "Hey, I'm ready for my starring role"?
Always. When Damon first started,
I was the DJ, man.
And you were a damn good DJ.
I could play sketches too and scratch.
Hey, the guy right behind you is really talented.
Well, when Damon first started, I told him, I said, "Give yourself 10 years." Yeah. And he looked at me like I was insane, and he was like, "It's gonna take me 10 years." Well, 10 years later, he was ready.
We say the same. I tell like the interns and people who are coming up in the radio business, and now we've been, it's the 20th anniversary of the show, and I say, trust me, if you were to jump 5 years into the future and look back, you wouldn't believe where you were or how things have changed. Yeah. So that's very sage advice. But when you're young and hungry, it's hard to perceive that.
It is, and the thing is, youth is something that people think everything is supposed to happen when you're young.
Right.
And they're disappointed if it doesn't, because youth is when, you make the money, you chase the girls, you do. And that's the experience that everybody wants, as opposed to being great at what you do.
Yeah.
And being great at what you do takes a lot more time than that. And sometimes, youth passes you by. And I tell people all the time, if your goal is to be a CEO of a company, it doesn't matter if it happens at 20 or 60.
Right.
You still accomplish your goal.
Yeah. All right. So you have to be a really good talent scout, right? So within Living Color, were you the sole decision maker as far as who was on the cast and who wasn't?
Yeah.
All right, so it was because you did an amazing job with that, and you did, look at all of the people that came out of there.
Well, they were all people that I knew.
That you knew.
Right? So we were all in the clubs together.
Okay.
So when I got an opportunity, it was like, who's the funniest guys I know? Like, it wasn't really like a hard thing to do because I knew they were funny.
You were working with people like Jim
Yeah.
Carrey and all those all those guys were paying their dues.
And he knew what to do with them.
Right. But that's a key. That is a gift. There's Lorne Michaels has that that ability, and also who's going to synergize well with each other.
But you also, your show aired at 8:00 on Sunday, and so you had a younger audience in myself,
right?
And I mean, I loved it. You know what I mean? Like Ace Ventura came out, I was like all over that. And like,
it got moved to 8. Started at 9.
Did it start at 9?
Yeah.
What did Parker Lewis Can't Lose? Was that your lead?
The Ferris Bueller ripoff?
I love that show too.
Fox wanted to make it an anchor show.
Okay.
So they moved us to 8.
Did they initially, or because would it first really, because it kind of hit the ground running, if my memory was, and did they go, whoa, we need to bump this up?
Yeah, well, initially they were very afraid of the show.
Yeah.
Period. Like they had no idea what was going to happen. But once the show was successful, then it was like every network strategy is going to be how many other shows can we launch?
Right.
So, they ended up moving us.
In this day and age of reboots, we're seeing TV shows rebooted. What's the likelihood? We don't have a good sketch show. SNL's the only thing going right now, as far as I know.
I think there's absolutely a new generation.
Yeah.
So it would just. I don't think that the guys from the past would
step forward. Yeah.
Yeah, want to do that again. But there's absolutely a new generation out there, and it would be fun.
Yeah.
We're in a time now where I think a show like In Living Color is needed, but at the same time, it's the sensitivity.
Can you do it?
Yeah,
No, that's a good question. We were wondering about that, about the. Preston and I were having a talk earlier about the comedy club or the theater. When you guys are there, that's your realm, and all bets are off. You should be allowed. There's safe spaces for satire and comedy and thought provoking, whatever you want to do. That's your palette. And there's been hits on it lately.
It's the phone.
Yeah.
You see, because
Absolutely.
the people who are in the club, they paid to be there and they want to see it.
Yeah.
But people who are filming, now it's going to people who didn't want to see it.
You're right.
Then when they do see it, now they're pissed. It's never the people who are in
That's why I didn't want to go. See that?
Well, speaking of that, even some rock bands have adopted no phone.
I don't think phones should be
get
allowed.
outta here.
I think you're there for the experience and enjoy the experience. And
well, Kevin Hart played the Link, the stadium here, and there was a no phone rule for that whole show. It can be done. It's a pain in the ass, but I mean, I would agree.
Yes,
with that,
you lift a clip
100%.
out, you lift a soundbite out of context,
Yeah.
and people are going to go ape.
It's just crazy.
I heard somebody, and I don't remember who the performer was, saying recently though that they, it's really easy to see from the stage when somebody does get on their phone. Have you guys noticed that? Like if you're up on stage, you can tell immediately.
If the light is on,
You can tell, but you just don't want to stop. You got to understand. You got people in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
You got momentum going,
right?
And you're thinking about your next thing, and you're trying to be physical, and you're trying to be in the moment, and then someone has their phone up. Do you stop your whole show to deal with this guy with his phone up, and then kill the people's?
No,
show?
you're right. So you're going to ruin it for other people. Yeah,
so,
no, it makes total sense.
Sometimes you do, and you make him part of the show, and you destroy him for being the idiot.
Which is
pulling
also
his phone
good.
out. But
You channel your Richard Pryor.
if I gotta stop, I'm gonna destroy you.
Keenen, I have to tell you that I'm going to Get You Sucker is one of my absolute favorite movies.
Thank you.
Hilarious. I think people need to revisit it, but I think it's also sort of it's the likely first step to getting to Don't Be a Menace, which, that same sort of comedy, which has became the style of comedy. When you were putting that together, how difficult was that to pull everybody? You had a lot of, cameos and stuff. Give us the idea of what that production was like.
I was very lucky. And Jim Brown really, he and Bernie Casey, once they came on,
got it done.
That got it done. Then everybody else was like, well, if they'll do it. And
they were essential. Yeah, they were what Leslie Nielsen was.
Yes, they were the icons of the era. And so once I was able to bring them on board, it went really smooth, and it really was. It was an homage to them.
WMMR.
I'm going to do catch up on a couple of shout-outs if you guys don't mind. I've been letting these build up a little bit. This one says, hey, bitches, I've been a loyal listener for years. Y'all have come with me since I left Philly in 2005 and moved to Virginia, Florida, back to Virginia, and now Spring Hill, Tennessee.
Wow.
I wanted to see if you could get a shout-out for my kids' birthdays, twins David and Alexa Grace, who turned 16 on October 14th, and Emily will be 21 on October 16th. I know they love to hear this anytime that you get a chance. I run a barbecue restaurant called Highway 50 BB in Columbia, Tennessee. That's where I was born.
Is that right?
Yep.
Columbia.
And he said, yes, we still have Mule Day, because I mentioned that. I don't know who we were talking about Tennessee the other day. Oh, yeah, it was a winner from the Money Clips who was calling from Tennessee.
Oh, that's right.
He said, I'm including a picture of a rub we use for Kathy. It's gluten-free and I think soy and dairy-free also.
Oh, yay.
Hopefully it gives her a little taste of something different. You guys rock, and that is from Patty Myers. Here's a chart for the kids. So, Kathy, it's 50 BB in Columbia, Highway 50 BB, if you want to check into that dry rub.
You're in Tennessee all the time.
Yes.
But you can probably order it.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
It says, hey, Preston, hopefully you're able to get this in time, but I was hoping to get a shout out on Friday, October 15th. Sorry I missed this, man. My birthday is until the 17th, but for obvious reasons, you won't be able to acknowledge it until then. I turned the big 4-0 last year and didn't get to do anything big to celebrate, so hopefully you'll be able to do something to make up for it in the near future. Look forward to seeing you guys at the camp out. That's sincerely, longtime listener, Smiling Chris McAdam. We love Smiling Chris. So, shout out to you, my man.
Great guy.
Belated birthday. And then the last one for now, I'll make up some of the other ones later on. It says, hey, Preston, my name is Chris Scanlon, longtime listener to Y100. Love you all. Listen to the podcast concurrently, and I'm on October 1st now. But was hoping I could get a birthday / anniversary shout out from my wife, Gina. I love her more than she will ever know, and you guys are a close second. I'm cool with any day that you get me because I'll hear it at any time. You guys effing rock. Don't know how much you don't know how much you mean to us all. Thank you, Chris Scanlon. P.S. Congrats on the Radio Hall of Fame. You totally deserve it. So here you go. Shout out for both your birthday and anniversary. So I'll get to some other things, but right now I got noticing to do, folks. So we
notices back. He notices what you don't have time to notice.
That's right.
Down an empty alleyway across a vacant field, he's there, his eyes jutting from right to left. But he's not wearing his mask.
No.
He can't wear him. He's wearing his glasses, and it just looks too stupid.
No mask right now. This is the first noticer that we are streaming live on YouTube, or as far as you know.
Yeah. So,
just to let you
Wouldn't
know.
the mask be appropriate?
I guess it would, wouldn't
Kind
it?
of a provisional effect.
All right.
All right, look for it. If you're watching on YouTube, you're seeing the noticer notice that his mask looks stupid over his glasses.
I got to take my headphones off.
He's going to take his headphones off.
Tune in for this.
Tune in for this.
It's just like Superman.
And yet some people like Avatar.
There we go. I have the glasses on underneath the
boy,
mask.
Where did Preston go? Where is he?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, it's a
I don't
new
know
guy.
what you're talking about.
Let me see if we can take that in a little bit for you.
I have to talk like Batman every time I...
Tell me, have you noticed things?
All right.
What?
We'll start with this. Hooters is adjusting its uniform policy to make its controversial new shorts optional in response to outcry from the employees on social media.
Have you seen the new shorts? I'm not a fan of them.
Oh, what are the new shorts?
They look like underwear.
Underwear.
Kathy. Yeah. So according to a spokesperson,
I don't think they're flattering.
For Hooters of America, staffers will now be permitted to choose between the new shorts, which some have described as skimpy, so skimpy they're like underwear.
Hooters.
And the original longer shorts.
They're not shorts.
According to a spokesperson.
No, they're not.
They're not shorts.
No, they're underwear. They're panties. As they said, a spokesperson said, as we continue to listen and update the image of the Hooters girls, we are clarifying that they have the option to choose from traditional uniforms or the new ones.
This is an update of the image?
They can determine which style of shorts best fits their body style and personal image.
What happened to the orange shorts?
Well, those seem that's part of the original uniform.
Oh, Casey, they have these in orange too.
Oh, okay. Well, then now I'm okay with it.
Yeah. It was just a color issue.
Color.
Not that it's jammed all the way up her butthole.
I was talking about the style. He wanted orange.
Yeah. It's like a suppository with a waistband.
The announcement comes on the heels of a series of viral TikTok videos shared by employees this week speaking out against the shorts, which some feel are too revealing.
They are.
The shorts are the latest in a history of complaints lodged against the company for sexualization and degradation of women since its founding in 1983.
So there's a competing chain called Exposed Vaginas.
No, there's a 1,000 competing chains. You got
cutout.
Tilted Kilts and all these other places.
Tilted Kilt doesn't dress like that, though, right?
No, but they dress sexy with
Do they?
cleavage. And,
Right.
yeah. Real short,
Short
short plaid
skirts.
skirts, and
Oh, okay.
I had a friend who applied for a job at Hooters, and it just didn't work out. This is a male friend. And
they were accepting men for a while, weren't they?
Well, he was literally applying for a job in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
And it was just, this was like when we were in college or whatever. It ended up not working out. However, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a lawsuit by men who had applied for jobs at Hooters as servers.
Right.
And there was a collective bargaining lawsuit. What's the right
Agreement?
word? Against that. And so my friend got several checks for like $1,200 for years on end because he was a part of a class action
lawsuit.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
And so he was just a dude who applied for a job at Hooters.
I mean, to me, that just
I
seems.
want to be a waitress.
I mean, it seems silly. Here's the deal. It's not a strip club, but it might as well be, right? So, like, if I wanted to be a male stripper at a female strip club, I can't do that, right? So, like, it's the same thing with Hooters.
I submit
Hooters
to
is
you,
what
Greg.
it is.
No, you're right. It's predicated on that.
It's a family restaurant.
It's a
Casey.
yes.
Right,
It says
right,
right on the sign. Hey, kids.
Well, I wouldn't say it's a strip club. I think it is much different. Just because they're wearing sexy clothes doesn't make it a strip club.
No, it's not a strip club.
No. I'm not saying that.
He's saying he wishes it was a strip club.
I'm saying I wish it was a strip club. What I'm saying is it's along the lines. Like a female strip club has the female clientele strippers or exotic dancers. Call them exotic dancers. Hooters is the same thing.
It's the business model.
It's the business model.
Yeah, I mean, as far as a male employee.
Yeah, it's hot girls in hot pants and tight stuff. Like that's what it is. Like,
well, Connor called up, and there are a few. A picture on the screen here of the Tallywhackers is a chain, is it not, or is there something similar?
I've never been there.
Yeah, which is men prancing around in scantily.
But to have a class action lawsuit is silly, and I would be embarrassed to be a part of that class action lawsuit.
All right,
unless you're getting a $1,200 check for years and years. I don't know.
I wouldn't.
Buys a lot of pine cones.
Yeah. In its statement, Hooters America wrote that it appreciates the feedback, both positive and negative, regarding a more accommodating and inclusive image policy on tattoos, jewelry, nails, hairstyles, as well as new uniform options to include new top-style shorts and the addition of socks.
Socks!
Socks
Good,
on
they're
them.
wearing socks.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming today. We're now going to allow socks. To me, I think I guess there's an element as far as tipping and what they're, if they're looking to be more attractive to potential tippers. I don't know. To me, it seems a very uncomfortable piece of clothing to work in.
Well, and they're giving them the option. You said that in
Right.
the beginning, right, Preston?
Yeah, I don't think they
percentage?
were at first, but now they're going to.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you go for a job there, you know what you're getting yourself into. And the fact that they're now giving them an option, okay, so choose which one
Choose
you're
what you
comfortable
want.
in.
Yeah.
Don't work there.
Everybody's rich at Hooters.
What the hell is that?
So Fortune Feimster, her Hooters bit, Hooters, her Hooters bit is hilarious. It's in her last special. I think it's called Sweet and Salty.
Nice. All right, I noticed this. This was sad to see. A gentleman,
for the noticer.
Yeah, a gentleman by the name of Tom Morey passed away. He was the inventor of the boogie board.
Oh, the boogie board.
And renowned figure in the surfing world. And he was 86 years old. He lived a nice full life.
The boogie board is about my speed.
Boogie boards are so much fun.
You just have to be careful. If you're on it for too long, it shapes your nipples.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for real. Morey grew up in Laguna Beach, California, where he started surfing and became one of the area's most notable surfers in the 50s and 60s. Morey attended the University of Southern California. He studied music before he switched to mathematics, graduated in 1957. So using his degree, he went to work for Douglas Aircraft as an engineer, but he left to start his own surf shop in early 1964.
How's that fighter jet coming? Not so well, but I invented a surfboard.
By this time, Morey had already begun experimenting with surfboard designs, but it wasn't until he left Southern California that he created the first boogie board. In 1971, Morey was living in Hawaii when he cut a large piece of polyethylene foam in half, and then he worked to shape the foam with an iron after putting pages of the Honolulu Advertiser on top of it. By the time he was done, Morey had a short board with a mostly rectangular body and a rounded nose, and it weighed around 3 pounds. It's a fraction of what the traditional surfboards weighed at the time. With that new creation in hand, he went to the beach to test it out. And he said, I could actually feel the wave through the board. On a surfboard, you're not feeling the nuance of the wave. But with my creation, I could feel everything. He recounted that first ride.
That's why I don't surf, Preston. I don't feel that I'm feeling the wave enough.
After his ride, Morey's wife, Marcia, who was 8 months pregnant, became the second person to test out the boogie board. The first boogie board sold for $10, and it went the way things go when you invent them. He was approached by a man who saw him riding it one day, and he sold it to him for $10.
There you go.
From there, Morey and his family moved back to California, and they produced and sold the boards. The Boogie name came from Morey's relationship with music, and it replaced what the original name was, which was a snake. So they called it SNAKE, which was short for side, navel, arm, knee, elbow.
No, that sucks. Boogie is much better.
Boogie boards proved to be fun for people of all ages and found uses in places other than the beach.
Are you a fan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're fun, right?
We've got a few of them, yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I was on a boogie board.
Really?
Yeah, I just, Jace doesn't ride them. He never really, a couple times, but once he could get up on a surfboard, like that was it.
That's it.
But when did the boogie board become so damn expensive?
Well, listen,
what do they run?
Spend the money on the
I see
boogie
them
board.
at the shop, like the different shops down the shore, and they're like, I don't know, $50, something like that for, to me.
I didn't think that was that expensive.
That's not that bad.
Like you said, he sold the first one for $10. Like I just remember.
In 1971.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just saying, I remember it being way cheaper than like $50 for a damn boogie board. Like that seems a lot.
It's funny that you say that because I was going to say don't chintz on a boogie board. Like we have in our shed a bunch of like old broken boogie boards that probably cost $10. If you are going to be the person that goes down the shore for a vacation once a year for the next however foreseeable future,
right?
Spend a couple of dollars on a boogie board. I'm not saying you have to spend $200 on a boogie board, but
no, but it'll last you.
Yep.
8 or 10 years, probably.
Give it to your grandchildren
all the time. Best thing about a boogie board, though, or what you need to do is the timing. Get in the wave at the right time right before it breaks. You get on one of those, you ride it all the way in. It's so much fun.
Did you ever try surfing with any great vigor?
I mean, I've taken some lessons.
Yeah.
And we did it in Hawaii
like
a couple times. Did it in California. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And in fact, where we are is one of the surfing beaches at the Jersey Shore. So I think I might try it again, depending on how my shoulders and knees and all that other crap holds up.
How many are there at the Jersey Shore that are halfway decent? The surfing beaches.
There's a couple
I'm not
in
an
Ocean
expert.
City and Wildwood. I think are like that's where like a lot of the surf schools are. I mean, there's
where does Jackson go, Cat?
He goes to Atlantic City. He'll go to LBI. Also, North Wildwood, basically where. The seawall is.
Yeah.
Okay, you see a lot of surfers out there.
I've tried a few times. I'm terrible at it. I do find that it's fun. I'm much better at boogie boarding, but my girlfriend's pretty good at surfing on a surfboard.
Yeah.
She had her surfboard stolen last
What?
year. Yeah. And it was just like, and
not cool.
And there's a long story behind it, but no, it was not cool.
Yeah.
And but still, Casey, we looked into replacing it, and they're not cheap either, But it's just like this. It blew. It was
You know
really
what
frustrating.
I love seeing is somebody riding their bike, Casey, holding a surfboard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that, okay.
Yeah.
That's a surfer.
Do you see the bike contraptions? now?
Yeah.
It can go.
Yes,
like,
on the
sit-
side.
Yes.
It's so cool.
What?
There's like
Yeah.
a caddy for it to hang on
Really?
the side
Yeah.
of your bike. Yeah.
You have the surfboard attachment for your beach cart too, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little thing that goes on the side of the beach cart. You put your thing in there.
Do they have an attachment that lets you sit on your bicycle on the surfboard
Uh,
while you're surfing?
you can. There was so much to unpack right there. What did you say again?
A bike on your surfboard.
Yeah.
No.
Damn it.
Wait, you know what I hate though when you Google surfboard, because Nick, I actually just we had to buy one for Jason. I didn't know there were so many different options for a surfboard, but
I know what you're gonna say.
When you Google boogie board, why does the boogie board not show up? It's this little other thing that you write on.
Yeah, it's.
Oh,
I've seen that
yeah.
too, and I'm like,
okay,
what the hell
I have
is
a boogie
this?
board at home. It's what I keep my daily notes on.
But that's the
What to
first
do.
thing that pops up. Not
It's
the
called
thing
the boogie board,
Not the
yeah.
thing for the
That's
beach.
stupid.
Like I feel like it should be the other way around.
You know what I do have is a body surfing boogie board, surfboard. Do you guys know what that like? It's just a little mini boogie board that you put your hands into, so when you body surf.
They were showing one of them up on the screen here. It seems like it's really cool.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's really, really great.
Bring that back up. I need to see that. I'm not familiar with that. So it's a small boogie board. It's almost like a paddle board, Casey?
Yeah, I mean it's probably basically the size of this piece of paper.
What?
And it's got a little strap on the top, and you stick your and you stick your hand in there, and when you body surf, you use that. And it helps. I mean, like if you're going for like distance, and you're let's say you're competing against somebody next to you who doesn't have one of those. What? What's so funny?
I didn't know you'd be competing with somebody at the beach.
Me and my cousin Bob are always in competition. Well, no, I'm sorry.
Right.
I got to rephrase that. He's always in competition with me. So if you're not using one of those, you definitely go not as far.
All right.
It's
interesting.
Cool. It's like cheap, $40. It's not that bad.
So, Morey and his family, after he sold that board, moved back to California. They started producing the boogie boards, and in 1977, he sold the boogie board name and company. It is owned by Whammo today, so it had to have been a decent amount.
Yeah.
It was in 1977.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I doubt it was a giant windfall.
It's been a perennial. It's a standard thing to see at the beach.
And because of the trademark, boards that are similar to Morey's invention are called body boards as opposed to boogie boards. So boogie board is owned by Whammo. So 86 years old, and his name was Tom Morey, invented the boogie board.
Kath, do you go in the ocean when you're down there?
Yeah, it has to be really warm, but yeah, I'll go in.
Right. Ever since they had Steve, they put
You
in.
don't go in yet. You had a lot to say about the boogie board. You don't ever go in.
Body surfing.
Well, I pay for the boogie boards.
But you don't ride them.
Wait, you said you do competition with
Yeah,
your friends.
you said you're an Olympic boogie boarder.
I don't. I didn't go in the ocean. I don't think one time this summer, but the previous summer I definitely went in.
Mostly
And
streams?
No. So here's the deal. It's and you're gonna hate this, Steve.
All right.
When I have to go to the bathroom, I'll go in the ocean. But now they have porta pots at the back of the beach,
Right.
and so there's no reason for me to go into
So
the ocean
that's where you
anymore.
boogie board in the porta pot.
All right, I noticed something else.
Okay, let me get
And
that
I
page
should,
up for you.
yeah, thank you. We need my sound. I refuse to
The
go.
noticer continues to wear his mask.
I got to have my sound effects if I'm wearing my mask,
Absolutely, man.
right? All right. This is great. The chief of the World Health Organization this past Wednesday honored the late Henrietta Lacks, an American woman whose cancer cells were taken without her knowledge during the 1950s and ended up providing the foundation for vast scientific breakthroughs, including research about the coronavirus. You guys familiar with Henrietta Lacks?
I'm absolutely familiar.
It's
yes,
it's an amazing.
It is an amazing
story.
HBO did a movie.
They did a
I
movie.
think,
Yes, yeah.
Oprah Winfrey maybe
Correct.
produced
Produced,
it,
So the recognition from WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus came more than a decade after the publication of The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks, which is Rebecca Skloot's book about the discrimination in healthcare Black Americans faced, and the life-saving innovations as well made possible by Lacks cells and her family's legal fight over their unauthorized use. The Director General's Award for Henrietta Lacks to her 87-year-old son Lawrence, as several of her other descendants looked on, took place.
That's cool.
She died of cervical cancer in 1951. She was 31 years old. The tissue taken from her at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore provided the first human cells to be successfully cloned, reproduced infinitely ever since. They call the HeLa cells.
Yeah.
Have become a cornerstone of modern medicine, including the development of the polio vaccine, genetic mapping, and even COVID-19 vaccines. I mean, it was so important to, so many different medical discoveries.
Yeah.
It's incredible what this woman was able to do without even her knowledge
Right.
at all. But, they noted that Lacks lived at a time when racial discrimination was legal in the United States, and that it remains widespread even if no longer legal in most countries.
So they still haven't settled this lawsuit. The family of Henrietta.
You know
Lacks
what?
Still hasn't...
I do not know that case. But
there's still a lawsuit. Against the biotech company.
So Johns Hopkins, even though they were the ones who first took it, they're not liable at all.
I don't know about that, but the lawsuit is against a company called Thermo Fisher Scientific.
Okay. Listen to this. Just to give you some perspective, the WHO said more than 50 million metric tons of HeLa cells have been distributed around the world and used in more than 75,000 studies.
Cloned from that original batch.
Yes.
Is that not astonishing?
It's amazing.
That's more cells than I could fit in my garage.
So that is that's a long overdue recognition. So I thought that was definitely worth noticing and pointing out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you are the noticer, and you notice
am.
things.
Let me notice another thing. Let's see. How about this? You were likely born with wisdom teeth, and you may have had them removed, but why do they come in so much later than the rest of our adult teeth?
Why do they, noticer?
A new study from Arizona State University researchers shows it's because our jaws grow slowly and they're not developmentally ready to have teeth all the way at the back of our mouths, nearest the joint until we're older.
You have yours coming out soon, right?
I have one that's going to be taken out. I have a consult next week.
Oh, really?
I have all 4 of my wisdom teeth. I never got them taken out. I was supposed to, and then I pussed out and never made the appointment.
So
and that
why
was
now?
25 years ago or something like that. Because my dentist noticed that there.
He noticed.
Yeah, he did. He's a noticer. That there may be a.
I notice you have all your wisdom teeth.
Like the formation of a cyst that might be starting there. So he's like, it's got to come out.
Yeah.
So they're just taking one out.
It's cut the crap.
I feel like I had my wisdom teeth out a little bit later than normal. Like, I think I was maybe in my 20s or 30s, something like that. And 2 of them were growing through. So they were able to sort of just pull them out, but like they really had to get in there and like yank them out. And then the second 2, same thing. They were popping through, but it was, and the first time I got 2 at a time. The first time was fine. Like I was eating later that day, was completely fine. The second time, not so much.
Yeah.
It took a little bit of recovery time.
My sister had a real tough time when hers were removed. I know. It's I got to get it done, and it might suck. Who knows? And maybe textbook and be fine. But yeah, mine are under the gum line. They're not exposed, so they got to go in and cut them out.
I'm super lucky. Mine were never formed. They never developed, and I never had to even deal with it.
The
in the first
size
place.
of your head.
I know. You'd think there'd be room,
and they never grew.
Yeah.
I would figure you have like 4 additional elbows in your mouth.
Yeah. Well, that I do have. Maybe that's what. They literally elbowed out the wisdom teeth.
They did. They elbowed out your wisdom teeth.
Didn't Ben's teeth not?
Ben's teeth came in late. So
Like really
his
late,
adult teeth, like he had to have baby teeth pulled at a much later stage than most kids. So, I don't know. We got weird teeth.
I tell you stuff years ago, and I told you about a dentist years ago who was not the best dentist in the world and kind of set my mouth off in a bad way. But between what they used to do and what they can do now, and shout out to Dr. Petula, my dentist, I fall asleep during a lot of this stuff when they're doing these sorts of surgery. It's amazing, the pain management. But years ago, it used to be, you're getting your wisdom teeth out? Oh, my God.
Well,
It's not the same anymore, yeah.
No, for wisdom teeth, they have to knock you out. That is oral surgery for that one. But
Mama
What
said
do you mean?
knock you
We're
out.
talking about wisdom teeth. I didn't get knocked out.
You didn't get knocked out?
No.
What?
They pulled them like regular
What?
teeth. I just said that.
No, mine, they knocked me the hell out.
Were you crying a lot?
I was not crying a lot. No, it's just, they knocked me out.
The lollipop didn't work. Yeah, no, I guess it depends. Kathy, they didn't knock you out.
No, not
They took your teeth out.
No, it was like a regular tooth. I just got the Novocaine and that was it. Yes.
Wow. You watch out for dry socket. That's the one thing you don't want. So if you're getting,
I hate that term, dry
don't even
socket.
talk about it.
Doesn't sound.
Sounds like an old prostitute. Oh, yeah, they call it dry socket.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it's like humping sandpaper.
Dry socket. What is that anyway?
All right, so,
My name's Dry Socket, sweetie. That's why I only charge $1.
Listen, I'm not a doctor or dentist or an oral surgeon, but I think it's like when air gets trapped into that cavity.
Yes.
You get it from like sucking. So if you're a smoker, you shouldn't smoke. You shouldn't drink out of a straw.
Yes.
After you get this stuff.
I just had oral surgery, and it's the same thing. They will advise you to not drink through a straw and let everything kind of fill in properly. But dry socket is not a prostitute. I was wrong.
So apparently, if your wisdom teeth were to emerge earlier, they could actually damage your jaw. In some countries, it's common to have them removed, while in the UK, wisdom teeth are only removed if they become problematic.
Hey,
That's why all the teeth problems over there, maybe.
It's got to be. Any reason as to why these teeth were classified as wisdom teeth?
Why they got that name?
Yes.
I had always heard because you get them when you're older and wiser.
Right.
You know, I don't know if there's any truth to
But
that.
you get pubic hair when you're older, too, so why didn't they call them pubic teeth?
Pubic teeth or wise pubes.
Wise pubes?
Yeah, wise hair.
This sounds like a great snack treat.
Yeah.
My wise hair.
My wisdom hair. Has your wisdom hair come in?
Yeah, it's all curly and gray.
Right. All right, so anyhow, these are a few things I noticed. I also noticed it's 7:48, and that means we got to take a break if we want to stay on time.
The noticer's first appearance on YouTube streaming.
That's right.
I noticed that.
Yeah, you did. Congratulations, you noticed something.
I have my days.
All right, so we're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. When we return, the Bizarre Files coming up. There's a charity event we're going to mention as well. And, of course, your shot at $500. First one of the day. We're coming back in a moment. Stay put.
And the black exploitation movies are the
Those
same.
are the movies I grew up watching, and
so did I. They were
enjoyed
awesome.
them.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I was writing it affectionately. So that's why I think that they responded to it. And then these guys did the same thing for their generation with "Don't Be a Menace."
Yeah.
So I was on the set of I'm Gonna Get You, Sucka. 17-year-old boy watching his big brother do his thing and just taking it all in and going, man, one day I want to do a movie just like this.
Yeah, and you did.
A couple of years later, Don't Be a Menace was born.
It's Sean and Keenen Ivory Wayans here, and we want to do something special because it's a special day, and we have something to bring out for Keenen. It is his birthday today, so we got a cake for you, Keenen. Yes.
He don't eat cake, though.
Happy birthday to you. So you don't eat cake, huh?
No, actually I don't. But I appreciate the 7 candles. It's my 7th birthday.
There you go. So you can blow out the candles, and there it is.
Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Choo 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 kaboogie boop boop badoop boop badoobie boo 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 boo.
Wow. Didn't even know we had that. All right, so the band Korn has posted a cryptic message on its Instagram account suggesting some sort of announcement is imminent.
I love when you get mad at yourself.
It is inevitable. Inevitable. The post shows a black and white image of what appears to be a tangle of cables with fans asking to visit the band's website.
I like it.
What was the There's a fart at the end.
I don't know where the fart came from, but I love it.
Play that at regular speed,
right.
please.
That's the greatest sound I've ever heard. One more time.
Marissa, trace that back to April 20th, 2017. Kathy thinks this is hilarious.
Not even. Like it boggles my mind how you still find it this funny that the three of you can't contain yourselves.
It's great. It's everything you want to say. Sometimes the words don't come to you.
I
play it again.
Which speed?
Slow. Let's do it slow.
I can see you give it like a little chuckle and then move on.
No.
At this point, we've been here like 3 minutes now.
You're not seeing the greater picture. So as it's gearing up in classic Korn fashion to be this aggressive sort of war chant, it's completely undermined by the childlike poot. two completely conflicting attitudes.
Hey, by the way, nobody else is laughing.
Yeah.
So it's not just Kathy is not laughing. Nick's not laughing, and none of our interns are laughing.
Marissa has a smile on her face. Hang on a
Do you ever
second.
see Amadeus?
I usually don't find farts funny at all, Kathy. That one caught me off guard.
Okay. Because it's more of a it's more of a raspberry
Yeah.
than it is actual
Far,
gas.
yeah.
So
And also the mystery of it. It's like an escape room. How,
That too. Yeah.
How did it happen?
we don't know. We may never know.
We may never know.
Okay. Music news.
Yeah.
Turn the
One more
stop
time.
the press. I go ahead. What was that?
That was a mistake.
It just can't. There can't be more of these gems.
Can you do that more than twice?
It's like finding a separate cabin in a diamond mine.
Okay. See, sometimes when you hit this button, it doesn't work. So when I hit it twice, it went burp burp.
Yeah.
Look, Chuck's laughing so hard he's crying in the other room. I love it, Chuck.
Anybody that doesn't find that hilarious is dead inside.
You're dead inside.
Or just a little more mature.
Oh, God.
I wish the button was
What is
better.
great is that you have a massive company, a media company, Beasley, who's currently paying us to do this.
Dude, they took us down to D.C. last
They
week
did
for,
for
an
some
award.
big award in front of senators.
Yeah.
That's how stupid we are.
Or
They're bad.
genius.
Or we
make
pull
a living.
fast one. Yeah.
We make a living out of this.
There you go. Follow your dream.
2 is funnier than 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
It sounds like a wrong answer type of thing. Is it Sputnik? Ah, man.
1 for yes, 2 for no.
Or double A.
Triple O.
MCO.
Let's stick with rumors. Viewers, will they want to keep up with the Kardashians if Kourtney leaves? And we might find out for months now.
Oh, please.
Tension between Kourtney and her sisters have been rising. Last summer on Keeping Up, viewers saw Kim and Kourtney reach an almost breaking point over their differing priorities in terms of family and work. And in a recent interview with Paper, Kourtney confessed that she'd love to leave the show in the dust. She said, I will always say I want to move away someday and just be away from it all. Sail away.
Sail away.
No one will ever see me again. I keep throwing up different places. I'm going to throw up.
I keep throwing up in different places.
I keep throwing
I'm
up.
gonna puke.
I keep throwing up different places, but then I'll go there and visit. And she's going to sail away.
She's going to sail away, just like steaks.
But then I'll go there to visit, and I'll be like, nope, this isn't it. But I'm glad I came.
She's just afraid of Chloe coming after her.
Yeah. She said, we've just been to Finland. And I was like, check. It's great for me to visit, but I'm not going to move there. Maybe Norway, Switzerland. I've got lots of ideas.
She does have a lot of ideas.
That's according to Kourtney.
They're all annoying.
On Sunday, producer Ryan Seacrest was put on the spot by an ET reporter who brought up the subject.
Do you think that Kourtney is gonna leave the show? You think Kourtney's gonna leave Keeping Up with the Kardashians?
ET is a reporter, mind you, so yeah.
I'll always be right here.
Seacrest seemed taken aback.
Why? 'Cause I'm from another planet? Are you a xenophobe?
But then said, well, if the cameras go away, as long as they can come back, Kourtney.
On my home planet, I was a botanist.
He said, they can go away for a little bit, but bring them back so we can do another season or 2. Honestly, I don't know how they do it. He said, I couldn't do it no matter what they were paying them.
I can make things levitate. Just thought I'd throw that in.
He said, I could not do it, so I give them a lot of credit for having those cameras in their lives all the time. And I love you, Kourtney. Love her.
He loves her.
He loves her.
Well, that show has made millions for him.
Oh, my God, yes. Of course he loves
Honestly,
her.
I have to say, I thought that meteor would have crashed Earth long ago. and they still keep renewing it.
It's very resilient.
I wonder if it's like
don't get it.
Alcoholism or something. You're just addicted, and
Maybe.
you just do it out of routine.
Maybe. You know what? American audiences always need, though, that super rich family to watch.
True. And there's
what
no.
they do.
Well, I guess there are a few of those. In fact, maybe even Dynasty itself is on. But
I think that kind of covered the bill for a while. Then now we get reality TV, which takes over for that.
So that's like the Real Housewives and all that stuff. Maybe you're right.
So,
I don't know. It's annoying.
I don't watch any of them.
None of it?
I'm a botanist.
Okay. No interest.
Yeah.
All right. So this is interesting. Haven't heard this name in a little while. All eyes were on Val Kilmer as he took center stage Sunday night at a benefit for his Twain Mania Foundation, created to impact the iconic writer Mark Twain's legacy to children. The 59-year-old posed on the carpet with a pair of binoculars around his neck.
How's he looking, by the way?
I have not seen the photos, Steve. I'm not really sure if we have any. If you guys
To be honest, I
find
there was-
any, that'd be great.
There was a point there. Huh? Yeah, it's okay. He had throat cancer, some sort of variation
I've got a
of throat
little
cancer. You got it?
information
All
on
right.
that coming up. But we're looking at a picture of him right now. He looks. Now he was heavy for a while.
He was very heavy.
He got pretty hefty. Looks like he's lost the weight, but man, has he done some work on his face.
He's Mickey Rourke-ified.
Yeah, he's aged clearly, but you can tell that there's been some work around the eyes and the cheeks. And that just, I couldn't tell you. If you showed me that picture and said, who is this? I couldn't tell you that's Val Kilmer.
It
No
looks
way.
like a drag queen pretending they're Val Kilmer.
Yeah, kind of like that.
He's not going to be featured in the new Top Gun?
Yes, he's going to be in it.
He is. So his son Jack was also in attendance for this event. But the appearance previews a comeback of sorts for the star, who is set to hit the big screen again in Top Gun Maverick. Last summer, Cruise said of Val Kilmer that he was doing really well. While it's unclear what prompted Kilmer's hiatus from Hollywood, it became apparent that he was struggling with health issues during the hiatus. In 2015, a spokesperson told People magazine he was rushed to the hospital for a possible tumor. In 2017, he admitted that he had throat cancer and had recovered after a 2-year fight. He told the Hollywood Reporter that the procedure on his trachea made his voice raspy and left him short of breath.
I really like Val Kilmer. He's been in some really great stuff. Top Secret and Real Genius. And I love him in MacGruber.
Yeah.
He's freaking hilarious.
And Steve, you're forgetting Tombstone.
Tombstone,
thank
one of the
you.
greatest performances.
Yeah, definitely.
I bought the man's shirt.
I think his best performance, and The Doors. He was phenomenal.
So what would you say? So greatest Val Kilmer, Tombstone? That is such a great performance.
I got to go neck and neck with The Doors. They were both so good. But yeah, his lines in Tombstone are
so
just
great,
wonderful,
so great.
I love Real Genius, though. I love that movie.
Have you ever seen Real Tombstone?
I've never seen
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's about Doc Holliday in college.
Only he uses a laser instead of
I'm going to use a laser honeysuckle. I'm going to make a whole big house into a Jiffy Pop.
What was that? Was that him?
That was his bite in
Top Gun, his
Yes.
best pilot?
Yeah.
Hit it again. That's his teeth coming together. Oh, my God.
That's right. Ice. Man, I am dangerous.
And there's the bite.
Man.
That line from Cruise, I hated. Ice. And then he pauses. Man, and brushes off his shoulders.
You're awfully big there.
Horrible movie.
I'm 5 feet, 3 inches tall, man. I'm a little tiny man.
But as much as I hate Top Gun, I can't wait to see the sequel.
Likewise.
I
because
really want
now-
to see it.
Because guess what?
What I said, and I thought they were going to do, is they're going to go more realistic.
Yeah.
You think
They're gonna
so?
go more, that's the word.
Okay.
And now with the availability of what they can do,
It's Steve. Wouldn't it be great if in the locker room saying they all of a sudden break into a dance number?
right?
We're going for ultra realism here.
I want to see Val Kilmer though. You know, I want to see how he looks and how he's able to pull off Iceman, because what we just saw there up on the screen doesn't jibe with the Iceman I know.
I don't think he can't be all that cocky anymore.
You're not just writing checks. Your body can't cut.
What was that?
You're
Ice.
dangerous.
Man, I can't understand your words. Man.
John Hamm's in it too. He was at the Blues game last night and on Saturday, and he's done a few spots on NBC for the Stanley Cup Finals, and so it'll be cool to see him in it as well.
I looked in Nadnan.
I'm sorry.
I looked in Nadnan.
He wasn't in Nadnan.
No, Mad Men.
Oh, Mad Men.
Yeah, exactly. You can't put your lips together. No, man.
I had a little surgery.
You got a little surgery?
You look weird.
Tonight, E.T. gets the exclusive with Val Kilmer.
I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off. This can go hard on you now.
You look weird.
Bring it, you little bitch.
All right, what else I have for you? 3 months after Nicolas Cage and Erica Quakey got hitched in a quickie Vegas wedding.
A quickie.
Quakey was quickie.
You remember
Nicolas Cagey
tried to immediately get it annulled.
4 days.
Yeah.
Vegas. After this, a judge in Clark County had granted them a divorce. Cage filed for an annulment 4 days after the wedding.
He was drunk. He freely admits.
That was his fourth wedding, by the way. Yeah. Claiming that it was based on fraud because Quakey did not disclose her criminal and romantic history to him.
Uh-huh.
See, you didn't tell me about your criminal history.
You didn't tell me about your criminal history.
TMZ
If I had known, I wouldn't gone all quakey on you.
TMZ reports that the annulment didn't happen, and it is
I'm his friend now.
Oh,
see, little guy's my friend now. He's got great fingers.
Quakey. Okay, so reports that the annulment. TMZ reports the annulment didn't happen, and it's unclear if Quakey will receive the spousal support that she has requested. So, honestly, I don't know what's going on there.
I love Nicolas Cage Nicolas Cage has become what he's wanted to become the most. It's basically an Elvis type character. He goes around, in these, like right here, he's got some sort of animal print leisure suit on. This is ridiculous.
What would you do to make your butt look good in a photo?
Ooh, I'd have it wear a cowboy hat.
For celebrities and social media influencers, it's about contorting the body for the best rear view.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you know what to do, Kathy?
I'm not sure. I'm sure it's probably a little arch in the back.
Well, for me, it's bending over and pulling the cheeks as far apart as possible.
I think that's a different type of photo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
I
not
misunderstood.
What they're talking about.
I think so you can see everything, where you can see where the skin starts to turn color.
Oh, my God.
Right? Is that what you're talking about?
Listen, I didn't even realize I was doing it, but I was, I mooned my daughter.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Just
Here.
Yeah, but I brown-eyed.
Oh, no, your poor kid. You just traumatized her for life.
So is that how you take a proper ass picture?
I don't think any child should see their father's butthole.
Ever.
No.
Write that down.
Do what I did and just feel it.
It scarred her. She was like, she freaked out.
Oh, yeah.
I thought more like, I was thinking more in the veins of my son. And that I was doing that too. And I was like, I can't believe I just did that. I just did that.
I can't believe it either.
Wow. I know. Yeah.
The man in my little girl.
Yeah, right.
Poppy. Hey, Daddy, I just saw your brown eye.
Is that your butthole, Poppy?
It was quite traumatic, Poppy.
Oh, my
His name is Eddie. He wants to know if we can go steady.
I've never seen your butthole. I had to tell him I did, Daddy. He's not my boyfriend anymore, Daddy. Thanks for scarring me, Daddy.
Oh, the car pop?
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Well, anyway, back to the
I
story.
saw your balloon knot, Daddy.
Hey, look over there.
Didn't want to see it, Daddy.
You probably shouldn't have told us that.
No, I'm
Here's
glad I
other
did.
stories.
So the most popular booty popping position involves tilting the pelvis and arching the back.
Yeah.
So the
And
obvious.
then swiveling the head to the side. Bootylicious models such as Hailey Bieber and Isabel Goulart have recently.
My name is Isabel Goulart.
Have recently
You want to change our last name?
posed on the red carpet this way to highlight their pert posteriors in gowns with plunging backs.
So can you show Casey what he's? Do you know what he's describing? Is it? Are you?
Well, I'm going to give it more detailed. So here we go. Here's an influencer, Daisy Keach, who last month enlisted a plastic surgeon to certify that her backside was real to her 1.1 million Insta followers, said, "I'll stand up straight and spread my legs a little bit to make myself look a little bit wider than if my feet were closer together." She says, then I'll arch my back a little bit.
Right.
And I'll kind of puff out my chest. I breathe out, and my stomach cinches in as I pose.
God, what a bunch of nonsense to go through.
One of our calendar girls though does this perfect, and I can't remember which one it is. I'm trying to find her pictures, but like
Is it Shay? Our cover girl?
I mean, listen, they probably all take great booty shots, but there's one specific calendar girl, and I can't remember who it is.
The 19-year-old influencer from Los Angeles says...
Influencer.
She says a lot goes into properly accentuating her most famous asset, which she dubbed the Keech Peach.
The Keech? What's her full name?
Her name is Daisy Keech.
Oh, I thought you said Stacy Keech. I'm like, that guy?
Daisy Keech, and she calls it the Keech Peach. One of her other go-to tricks involves bending the leg that's closest to the camera while standing, quote, super tall on the other foot. If you arch your back a little bit and lean the shoulder closest to the camera forward, she said it will make your waist look smaller and your butt look bigger.
So none of them suggest putting your stomach forward on a table and pulling your ass cheeks far apart?
I haven't gotten to the whole thing yet, so maybe. But while an overarched spine may look good on the gram, it's not the greatest for your posture, says experts. With a neutral pelvis, the hip points and pubic bone align. By contrast, the sway back position and other similar moves create an interior pelvic tilt, which is placing a lot of strain on the pelvis, says chiropractor Marcella Thomas.
Well, of course, we know that the way you're posing is not the way you should walk around in life.
Some people do actually suffer.
Like, what are you going to be like this? Like, like Frankenstein?
Some people do actually suffer from an interior pelvic tilt, an issue that Thomas says that she would treat in her office using strengthening and stretching positions and spinal adjustment.
She's really taking this seriously, huh,
Yeah,
Ms.
she
Doctor?
is.
I have that pelvic tilt just when I stand regularly.